Arenoss will go pale and sort of take the paper.
I thought it was something strange. She suddenly just. I was out in the stables looking to the horses, and when I got back in, she was just gone. I thought she had gone to her room, and I knocked on the door. I didn't get any answers, so I went inside and looked, but no, it was nothing. She was completely gone. But I found this paper next to the bed, and she hands Arenoss the piece of paper.
What does it say?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Like, well, that's very informative, Athana. Oh.
I can read this. It's fine.
I don't even make sense of those words.
It might be in their special native tongue.
Yes. It's not draconic, right?
No.
No. Then Arenoss will just... I can't read this. And he will look panicked.
She looks, but someone else might. Someone else must be able to read this, surely.
The sage, maybe.
She nods. Yes, maybe.
And Arenoss will turn around and storm off towards the sage.
All right. On his way there, he apparently runs into Saloro.
Sure, we'll say that Saloro was down in the southern section this time around. You know,
Right.
Heinrich is enjoying himself.
You will see Arenoss run up the street, panicked, with the piece of paper in his hand.
Saloro will bring Heinrich to a halt. Arenoss!
Yes?
What is it? Why are you... What's the matter?
Amico is gone.
What?
She's gone. I don't know where she went. I found this piece of paper, and he walks up to the Sagely bookstore and sort of slams the door.
Saloro will follow behind Arenoss on the horse.
What's all this racket? Broderick Quink opens the door. What? It's early in the morning, for heaven's sake.
Can you read this paper? And Arenoss will hand it over.
What? Paper? It sort of looks around and sort of bewildered and looks down at the paper. What's this?
Can you read it?
Take it easy.
I'm sorry.
He peers down at the paper.
Saloro says behind Arenoss, you know, if you wanted me to translate something, I could have done that for you.
Oh? I didn't know that.
The very tall, Saloro looms down on top of Heinrich behind Arenoss.
The old sage looks down at it. It seems to be Minkai. I suppose I could try to translate this for you.
Either way will be fine.
All right. I'll have it done. I'll have it done in a few days then.
Can you translate it faster than that, Saloro?
10 minutes.
All right. Arenoss will... can I have the paper back?
What? But it's an interesting paper. I like it.
You can have it later.
Oh, well. I guess it's yours. He hands it back.
And Arenoss will hand it to Saloro.
Saloro
the old man walks in and shuts the door, mumbling to himself about young people.
We will have to head back to the inn, Arenoss. And
Right.
hop on.
Oh.
Yes, you can stack right on top of me. That'll be fine. And Heinrich gallivants off to the Rusty Dragon, finally glad that he can actually go at something approaching full speed. After being stuck in a bit of a gallop.
Mm-hmm.
Upon reaching there, Heinrich will be put in the stable. Saloro will station himself in his little bonus room or whatever the hell. And which in a situation Arenoss is welcome. Saloro will take the time to prepare his material components. I don't know where the bonus room is, so I'm just going to say it's out here. Mm-hmm. And with a 10-minute casting time, cast the ritual Comprehend Language, which I don't have a macro for.
That is fine.
So yeah. So when beginning the ritual, choose a language you have heard or a piece of writing you have seen, such as the paper, within the past 24 hours. Using this ritual in a language you have seen as a piece of writing allows you to read the language for the next 24 hours, and if your Arcana check is 35 or higher, which it's impossible for it to be, I'll go ahead and make the roll for giggles. It's a roll of 18. I can write the language in its native script or in any other script. So basically what Comprehend Language will allow me to do is just to translate it and read it as it's written.
All right. How does it look when you perform the ritual?
Let's see here. Saloro, pulls out his various bits and pieces of material components that he purchased while earlier in Sandpoint. You have bits of saffron, cinnamon, and incense being burned inside the bonus room. Saloro, actually, in a highly rare moment, this will be the first time Arenoss has seen this, actually peeled off the gloves, the veil, and actually lifted the hood off and taken off the outer layer of the robe. Showing off Saloro's midnight black hair along with the eyebrows, the pale gray face, and there's some whorls, random decorations like skin colorations, extending down from his cheeks, going down the back of his neck and onto slightly exposed shoulders, and further on down his arms and onto his hands.
Okay.
As
Go ahead. While Saloro is doing this, Arenoss will sit a bit away and chain smoke his pipe.
Whenever he begins the ritual, the various components and ingredients interact with each other in splashes of color. Not so much sound, but it's more of a sight and olfactory senses. Not an overly complicated ritual, though. It only takes 10 minutes to complete. And with the whole completion things, as Saloro touches the piece of writing, the various characters of the language sort of flash in the air, like burst of red or orange or green, sort of as if they're being called upon so that Saloro can read this.
All right.
And then Saloro will begin reading aloud. Since he can't transcribe this down onto something, since he doesn't have that power, because his Arcana wasn't that great enough, he'll just begin reading aloud for Arenoss. Hello, sis. I hope this letter finds you well, and with some free time on your hands, because we've got something of a problem. It's to do with Father. Seems that he might have had something to do with Sandpoint's recent troubles with the goblins. I knew it. And I didn't want to bring the matter to the authorities, because we both know he'd just weasel his way out of it. You've got some pull here in town, though. If you can meet me at the Glassworks at midnight tonight? You know, if you found this letter, it must have been the night before. Maybe we can figure out how to make sure he faces the punishment he deserves. Knock twice, and then 3 times more, and then once more at the delivery entrance, and I'll let you in. In any case, I don't have to impress upon you the delicate nature of this request. If news got out, you know these local roots would assume that you and I were in on the whole thing too, don't you? They've got no honor at all around these parts. I still don't understand how you can stand to stay here. Anyway, don't tell anyone about this. There are other complications as well, ones I'd rather talk to you in person about tonight. Don't be late. Suto. Which, Saloro will then pause, blink, and then say, her half-brother, born out of wedlock to an elf.
While Saloro is reading the part about her father, Arenoss' eyes will start glowing red, and he will stand up and scream and smash the wall.
Saloro will continue reading as if nothing is
Yeah.
So, once he finishes, he'll look up at Arenoss like, do you need to do a reread of this? I can read it for the next day before I will have to perform the ritual again.
I think we need to head off to the Glassworks at once.
Yes, we will have to gather the others. You should grab your horse to make sure it's a quicker travel.
Of course. And Arenoss will jump up on his horse and storm off.
All right.
Saloro will pause, looking down at the completed ritual, clean away the components, sleep away a bit with Mage Hand, thinking he's got a little bit of time, he'll just go straight to the glassworks. Arenoss will handle the whole gathering of people, and sort of, he looks at, his uncovered hands and he's like, pulls out a little mirror, I'll be fine, and he actually leaves himself uncovered, and heads out to Heinrich, and hops on the steed.
All right.
Arenoss will just gallop through the town, looking for everyone, not caring about being, what's it called? Not cautious, but unsuspicious, maybe.
Inconspicuous. He is...
Yes.
All right. All right. Yeah. He takes a little while, but he manages to find the other party members.
Something that Saloro wants to do is find Bethana. If she's
yes.
still in the Rusty Dragon.
She is when Saloro is about to leave, she returns to the Rusty Dragon.
So Saloro will stop her and, brandishing the letter, pulling it out of the folds of his robe, say, "When did you find this?"
This morning, I was starting to prepare breakfast, and I heard the sheriff come to get you, and I thought nothing of it, and she hadn't shown herself. She seems to think she never usually sleeps in, but with her father and all, I thought she might need a bit more sleep, so I didn't want to wake her. But a few hours later, I simply had to check on her. Maybe she needed help or something, and that is when I opened the door and found her gone.
Saloro nods, and it is wise you did. We will get to the bottom of this, Bethana.
Thank you, Master Saloro, thank you. Please find her.
Saloro nods, remounts Heinrich, and rides for the glassworks.
All right. Yes, I assume that Arenoss and friends go to the glassworks as soon as they can too.
Yeah, Arenoss will just, as soon as he sees anyone of the party, he will just scream to them to get to the glassworks and keep running.
Roldar, probably standing there talking to a couple of people. Get to the glassworks, Roldar!
I look forward to meeting your grandmother. I must go.
As Arenoss rides by on the horse.
Help!
Yeah, send help.
Send help to the glassworks.
Blocks. Send help.
All right. Yes, please copy your tokens.
Okay.
Wait, where's my token?
It's above.
Yeah, I see it.
It's somewhere.
Copy.
So we haven't gone inside it. So is there like an external point we're going to be dropping these tokens, DM?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Everyone is copied?
That means Heinrich gets to come along.
Yes.
Whee!
All right.
The reason why we're copying... We're switching to a different map, everyone! Oh my goodness!
Yes, you all arrive up here.
Well, I'll see up there whenever I'm finished loading, I'm sure.
How do I copy my token in? Just Control
You
V
can
or...
Control C, yeah.
Control C and Control V.
Right.
So where is up here?
Here.
Okay.
Well,
Now I have to load the new objects. There we go.
Should I have my weapons out, or are we good?
Pull your weapons out. Just for being safe.
So Saloro's gonna be there waiting first, as these people... I suppose we should have copied Erevan.
I did, so
Okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Here we go.
Saloro, sitting on the horse, they're like, you all need to understand a bit about the situation. And Saloro will then give a summarized version of what was in the letter, that and what he learned from Bethana, that Ameko vanished during the night, and she received a letter from her half-brother, who is a half-elf bastard of the former marriage between Longiku and Atsui, to meet him here at midnight. So this would definitely have been the last place that we would know to look for her. So, are the glassworks have been fuming and puffing smoke all out as far as Talora can remember? Are they actually functional right now?
Yes, it seems indeed like the furnaces are still burning, like smoke is still churning out. But the outside of the glassworks looks curiously lacking in activity. You don't see any workers. You don't see any wares being shipped out or taken in, and nothing like that. But it is clear that the furnaces are indeed burning.
Are there any windows?
Yes, there are.
Can we look inside?
These are windows, like the blue-white markings are windows.
Are they really high up or are they quite low down?
They are. It depends. These ones are quite big, so sort of you can look inside. However, it seems like drapes are drawn.
Arenoss, not thinking that much, will just walk up to the door and try to kick it in.
All right. It will be an athletics check to kick in the door.
Athletics?
As
Not strength?
Roldar watches this, like,
No.
It's the same.
Are goblins inside?
Nope.
The rage-filled kick of Arenoss is met with firm Sandpoint workmanship, and the door remains shut.
Ow!
Is it your intention to kick the door down? Perhaps it's unlocked.
See, what are you doing, you fool? If there's actually any form of enemy in here at all, you may have very well alerted them to our presence.
Oh, well. Yeah.
What do you
Arenoss will
mean?
try to open the door then.
Oh, well.
I don't really care right now.
If there-
Roldar puts a hand on Arenoss and just says,
Let me lead the way.
No. We inspect this building, perhaps ascend to the roof, see if we can get a better view of the glassworks from above, and if that does not work, we lure the goblins out with our capabilities rather than storming into a situation with which we are unfamiliar, instead of kicking down doors and making noise that might attract other townsfolk.
Alvyn agrees.
You are quite right, Sorcerer. I'm sorry.
So Saloro just sort of, the sort of storm gray eyes, framed by this strange head of his. This would also be one of the few rare times that, certainly anyone else in the party would have seen, the hands fully unexposed, the veil and hood completely gone. Saloro gets off the horse long enough to tie Heinrich to something and says, "We'll inspect around the building for a minute, just check to see. We'll meet back up here in the front. Take a look."
Alright.
Saloro will begin walking this way. He's assuming that he can't climb up the building, so, he suggests that he's not someone who can do that. And he's not going to see much of anything out of the ordinary other than the same old glassworks with the barrels and the sorts of unfinished projects outside and perhaps like a loading bay dock or door that takes you out the back here.
Yep.
And walking around more windows with drapes drawn, undisturbed shrubbery.
Indeed. Let's see here.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Might not be a natural 20 with his modifiers. Does he have a modifier perception? No, he doesn't. Shit.
Nope.
That was.
Erevan will stop Arenoss and say, "I think I heard something coming from inside." And he indicates basically here.
Alright. Arenoss will walk up and have a look. Inside, is it the drapes?
Yes. But coming close, he does hear something inside.
Okay, he will try to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And so will Erevan.
2 chances.
Number
Holy
20.
shit! Fucking spider! God damn it!
I'm using him sheets.
Yeah, wow.
You should really double check his macros.
That is, yeah. Arenoss listens and his face grows quite grim. I can hear goblins inside.
Oh. This is not good. And Arenoss will look panicked.
No, it is not. He looks around. I think we need to get inside somehow.
Yes, we'll need to get the others first, though.
He nods.
And for meanwhile, I know Alvyn had a perception check of 25, and Roldar had nothing.
Alvyn too can hear sort of noises coming from like this area here. The drapes are drawn even here, but when he listens more closely, he can hear. Well, first of all, he hears sort of a roar of something. Sounds maybe like the furnaces, perhaps. He can also almost feel like the glow of heat coming from the windows. It sounds like something is breaking in there, like glass shattering.
Alvyn will inform Roldar and Saloro about that.
So I say, they're probably raising a havoc there in the glassworks, playing around as they are wont to do.
Roldar doesn't make a noise because he knows his voice is quite loud. He just, as if he points to just keep going.
Yep, Saloro nods. We will go get the others. And perhaps convince our leader to scale the wall, see if he can lead down a rope, see anything.
Arenoss and Erevan will have a listen at this door.
All right. Do we get a third? No.
No, not this time.
That was a good try.
Uh,
You don't hear anything special from that door.
all right.
It is silent. Coming around here, you do notice quite a lot of tracks, specifically in this area. They seem small and humanoid, like almost clawed feet has crawled over this area into these boxes.
Does the boat fit the boat signs that we found on the beach? Would it look like?
It could be. It's difficult
be.
to say, but it could be.
Roldar just looks at the crates. Are they all shut?
No, a lot of them seems to be open, and they all seem to be empty.
Ransack, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Saloro will approach the others and, without preamble, say, "Goblins."
Yes, we heard them too.
Say, Saloro then say, possibly Erevan can, or Roldar can scale it to the roof. There might be windows on top of the glassworks, being how it is a glassworks to have a better look inside. Beyond that, we can either, perhaps Alvyn can pick a lock, I can lure out the goblins with sounds and that would be enjoyable and pleasurable to them. Or at least distract them.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I guess the spider will climb first.
Okay.
Acrobatics, or what is it?
Athletics.
Athletics.
There we go.
That
19.
motherfucker, I goddamn it. This is
He
bullshit.
flies up the wall.
Roldar just
Backwards.
watches and looks at Saloro. It's in a case of, do you really need me up there?
Saloro looks at Erevan, looks at Roldar, back to Erevan, just shrugs helplessly around. like now that you can see all the facial features, he's like, I don't know how he did that either.
Roldar is totally impressed with this. Like, how? How?
Climbs the entire wall in like 4 seconds.
Roldar's main quest now is like, reveal your secrets to me.
I must know this.
I must become worthy of your teachings.
I have definitely got the right leader. Able to build crossbow bolts. I'm pretty sure I weakened that one for him, but he's still done it.
Yes, Erevan disappears up on the roof, and you can hear him sort of disappear over the roof. After a few minutes, he comes back and sort of moves to the edge and sort of down. It seems to be a couple of glass domes on the roof, specifically here, 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 and here. These three are regrettably obscured by some sort of gas or mist coming from inside, perhaps the furnaces. But I did make out a lot of movement in the shadows and the gloom in there. Seemed like goblins to me.
Any way we can get in from the roof?
It
He
might be
shrugs.
too far of a drop.
He shrugs. Yes, we could, I guess, try to crack one of the windows open and jump down, but there is quite a drop.
Yep.
And that will make a lot of sound.
Saloro will
Yes.
say, we do have an advantage in that they did not hear you kicking Arenoss, perhaps due to the sound of the furnaces and their own cackling and glass shattering. Such though, I would say Alvyn would be better off trying to perhaps open one of the doors, and if not, then he looks at the boat. Maybe we can use that as a battering ram.
Huh. Yeah, maybe. There is a door here, right?
Yes.
I will suggest we go in for that.
Yeah.
Alright.
If you can secure us passage, Gnome, blocks.
Roldar believes in you.
Be inspired by the spider.
What kind of check is it?
Thievery?
Thievery.
Okay, that seems
Yeah,
possible.
there you go. Wow. Very good. Yes, Alvyn takes a look at the locks and realizes it is quite advanced locks, actually. Well, it is quite valuable wares in here, but this is no problem for him. It's merely, putting the pressure just so, and click.
All right. Everyone get to the sides.
Alvyn somewhat... sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you're the lockpicker. Go for it.
Yeah, Alvyn just mumbles to himself, a deputy breaking into a glassworks. Now that is interesting.
Saloro goes, that is why you were trusted with this by Sheriff Imlock. And then Saloro snorts.
Roldar just weighs up his warhammer carefully.
All right, you get to the sides. Make sure you're out of sight. I'm going to see if I can lure any of them whenever I open the door.
You want me to hit it as soon as it appears?
Yes, do that.
Will do.
All right. I suppose Saloro will open this particular door and leave this one behind his cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as he does that, a whole ghost sound will queue up, and we'll go with human flesh, juicy sweet, rotten fresh, what a treat. Doggy meat in a stew, got to eat till it's through. I am salty, so fine, you my pal, now we dine. Inside the glassworks as soon as the door is open. Dog is amused.
Oh, there's a dog in there.
So it has like a range of 10, so basically going down 10 squares.
All right. Yeah, you can when you open the door and sort of glance in and project this, it seems that this is some sort of loading room. You see more crates in here. And you hear some rumbling around. It's like, ah!
Yeah, and then Saloro will then project a scared human female voice. No, please don't hurt me. No.
And indeed, something is moving around in there.
Then a ghost sound of like blades sharpening together.
Shink, shink, shink.
Make a bluff check. +6 on the roll.
Bam!
Yeah, something is definitely coming closer.
Alright. Roldar just lifts up his warhammer, just readying it.
And so for the whole process of luring them out all the way, Saloro will then have like the ghost sound like it's trailing off, like, I am sad, he's so fine, you my pal, now we dine. He'll duck behind the door that he has for cover. Make sure that he's not visible.
Who said food?
And Roldar will smack him in the face with a brash strike.
All right.
Do I get a surprise in this one?
Yes.
So, combat advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kick his ass! Don't make that bluff have been for nothing!
My face!
Yes! Yes!
Oh.
He gets combat
Beautiful.
advantage on me now. He's also marked on me.
That was definitely brash.
Oh.